Yeah. We did a couple of remote podcast kind of
things, and then you were like, "Hey, how about rather than you having to work around your job and being like fear of getting sick all the time, quit your job, come work for me." And I was like, "Yeah, sweet. I'll put my 2 weeks in."
I know. I don't think I even finished my sentence. You're like, done.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you done? What? Remember this? He said. One of the big catalysts of why he lost like 300 pounds because he was a hefty bag, right?
That's right.
It's because you wanted to be a YouTuber and you're like, ain't no filter going to make me look 300 pounds lighter.
Exactly.
What's up, y'all? It's your master Lee.
And Lulu.
And Larry.
Larry, you got to have the biggest nuggets this side of the Wuhan flu.
The Wuhan flu?
Because who decides to quit their job in the middle of a pandemic, in the middle of an economic crisis?
Well, there's a lot.
Yeah, but who does it to do YouTube?
There you go.
That's stupid. And we do YouTube and we're laughing at you.
You're making me feel better.
Even worse, you came to work because I hired you. And I'm like, I can't believe you decided to do that. What a sucker. I can't even convince you to do that.
And life is too short, so do what makes you happy, yeah?
Yes. No, 100% yes.
No.
Let's play. My mind has changed about how would you say smart you should live your life, right? Like save money, work your way up the job, be reliable. I don't believe any of that shit no more.
Are you serious? People are listening.
I don't believe anymore. Because here's the thing, right? You think being stable, reliable, going to your job every day, working your way up, saving your money is the surest path towards having some sort of great life later. And the pandemic, if anything, has proven that God don't care. The world don't care. Mother Nature don't care. You never know when something like this happens. It's like a world-changing event. That this job that you think that your boss loves you and you got some sort of tenure or some path to pension, it's gone. Just like that. No one cares. Your savings that you put away, just gone like that. Although the market keeps going up for whatever stupid reason. Just playing the game of grinding every single day in a world like today where everything's being disrupted is, I now believe, the dumbest game you can play.
Yeah.
Absolutely the dumbest game. Which is why, I'm kind of joking when I'm saying, like, I can't believe you did that because, like I said, I'm the one who offered you the opportunity. And I'm going to flip it around, right? Which is, it was on my shoulders too. I'm like, do I do this to a guy if suddenly everything goes wrong? Like, I don't want someone to feel like I basically took that stability away. But to me, it was like, no, I need to show him the way. I need to show you the way in terms of why it mattered to quit.
Can you quit now?
Oh shit! You know what? I should have thought the speech over before I said it. You know what, babe? It's up to you. No, seriously, it's up to you. If you want to quit, let's play. I'm stressed as F about you going to work every day in an environment like that. You got vaccinated. You work in a healthcare scenario.
Well, what is the effectiveness of the vaccine? 95%?
You still basically
maybe
you're
not as good as a condom, but maybe close to it.
Like a 1 in 20
so
chance.
basically, in the next 100 days, you're bound to come home and infect me. In 3 months, you're going to come up with something.
You're still gonna get sick.
And it's spread like where you work, like where you've worked. It's not just like where things spread, man. It's like an outbreak. Like one gets to get 5, 10. It literally is a K factor of the monkey virus, like climbing, like touching everything. You must have monkeys at work where they literally touch everything and everyone gets it.
Yeah.
A lot of patients, rest in peace, have died from it. It's not a trivial thing when something like that spreads and you still have to go to work.
That's right.
And also the people you work with, really nice. I really love them. But you start to question, like in the 9-to-5 scenario, how much people care about your livelihood.
Yeah.
They don't really care. They're
You're gonna get fired after today, then.
Yeah.
Saying that.
No, it's not the boss' fault. It's the corporate or some people are trying to, like the budget that they're trying to figure
Isn't
out.
it funny that whole like 9 to 5 these 9 to 5 world we put ourselves in? Like as a country, as a group of people, like we have to go and dedicate a third of our life a third of your day at least, right? Not including prep time before and like decompression
let's put it this way,
afterwards.
half your life, because you sleep for 8 hours.
Yeah. So
at
least half your life you're dedicating to this place that if anything went wrong tomorrow, they're like, oh, we don't need you anymore. And they can do that to you.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll have to give you, if you're lucky, you get some kind of, package when you leave. But like where I was working, there's none of that. They're just like, we don't need you anymore. You're not working tomorrow. And I had 2 temporary layoffs during the pandemic alone, just where there's going to be no work this week because of the pandemic. You can go try to apply for some, pandemic relief if you want, and we'll call you back up in 2 weeks.
So
That's
what exactly was your
crazy.
job before?
I was a merchandiser for a company that that worked in Albertsons and Safeways and grocery stores, resetting all the, basically resetting merchandise.
What is resetting?
Resetting merchandise. So if you go to the store and you always go down this aisle and you reach up and you grab your favorite box or whatever, and it's always there. And then one day you go there and it's not there anymore. I'm the guy that moved it.
So there's a pattern.
All right,
There's a pattern of
You
that?
literally go into stores and fuck things up and move things around, so I
pretty
can't
much.
find it.
So I don't know if people know this, but like when you go to a store, the store themselves, they might have people who stock the shelves, but the store themselves not really in charge of where the product goes outside of some of their own products. Everything in there is put where it's at through contracts.
Oh.
So like Coca-Cola owns of the soda aisle, Coca-Cola will own usually 60 or more
Now, I
percent.
did know this.
So they own and they decide where it's going to go. They put together a
Exactly.
planogram, and it's usually between the top vendors and the store. They make some kind of deal, and this is where everything's going to go. And they design a planogram. And some stores they'll put that planogram into effect. And sometimes the vendors hire their own people who go out and do it. And sometimes there's a third party. And I worked for a third party that goes in and does it.
So you're given like a schematic of like where to put stuff, and you put
Yeah,
stuff
they call
there.
it a planogram.
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 Is that a real word? Or
It's a real word in that industry.
trademark now?
They give you a planogram, and you go in and you change height shelves, and you change where the products are at, and you put everything up to the new
What you
schematic.
were exposing is one of the biggest secrets in the grocery business. People don't know this. Quite literally, everything that they sell isn't because what people want. It's because a company has decided to buy that spot to say like, well, I'm going to put it there so you buy it there.
Yeah.
So the eye level.
The eye level products,
is
that's the
expensive.
best. That's the most, usually the more expensive, and it's going to be the bigger brand. If the bigger brand has bought the spot.
Yeah.
The store brand, usually they try to sneak their stuff in close to those big brands because their stuff is usually a knockoff of the big brand.
Oh, that's clever. So they'll
And-
definitely say, you
Cra-
guys get
Krager-
the prime
Krager,
spot,
like
but I'm
Kra-
going to be the cheap knockoff next
Yeah,
to
so like
you.
like I think if you see anything that's
That makes sense.
Signature Select, that's the Albertsons.
Yes.
A1, right?
Yes.
Bonds, yeah.
Tastes like Coke, but not quite. It's
But
kind of
not
like getting
quite.
COVID-19. You're eating something and you taste it and like doesn't quite taste right. That's like the Albertson knockoff brand.
Yeah, that's the Albertson knockoff brand, and they have their they had their Select Series higher versions too.
Gotcha. By the way, Albertson, if you're willing to sponsor us, I will take back
But
that
I didn't
statement.
work for them. I can.
So you don't work for them anymore. Why do you
Why
care?
do you work for them? I worked for a company that worked for them.
No, third
so
party.
I was
He's
third party.
Third party. He said.
All right, so that's what you did. And
Yeah.
from my understanding, like it was like you cut back your own hours because you were always afraid that
We
you were
worked-
going to get like the COVID kind of thing.
They switched this to nights for COVID, which I was like, awesome. Let's work nights so
Less
we're not
people,
around
right?
customers because all the stores here in Vegas at least generally were 24 hours until COVID, and they all shorten their hours. So at night,
That's
hey,
true.
we'll go.
That's what
in,
I love about Vegas.
and it makes sense to go in at night when there's no customers around. But then for some reason, the company decides to switch us back to days right during the next boom of COVID outbreak. So
If that's not
showing
the
how much they
surest
care
sign
about
of
us.
like they don't care, I
Yeah.
don't know what is.
So I cut my hours back so that I would be out of the store shortly after opening. That way I wasn't in there, surrounded by customers. The only customers
Right.
I would maybe come into are the early birds,
So I haven't worked that kind of job in a long time, but like, do companies pay you more to work in dangerous situations like that?
So we did get a COVID bonus at first.
You did.
We did. It wasn't very much, and we had a stipend for PPE, personal protection equipment. At the same time they switched this to days, they took it away.
What?
They took our PPE away. So they took our stipend
What
away.
a dick move.
So that was a little thing. I remember they gave us a coupon code that we could go to the store website and to the company website to their store, and we could buy PPE directly from them at a discount. But we
At a
still
discount? I mean, you don't get it for
We
free?
didn't get it for free. Originally, they said it was going to be for free. Then it became at a discount. And then it became at a discount.
Wait, what?
But you still had to
That
pay full
doesn't
tax
make
and
any
shipping.
sense. Oh my god!
So
Now I
was
guess
like-
you're wondering if it's a discount where they're losing money or is it a discount where they still make 1 cent
still
on
make
you.
a
If they're making
cent.
1 cent on you, dick move.
Oh my gosh, they should provide that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, you know what? I don't own a $1 billion company. I'm not a billionaire, so I don't think like Gwen. Maybe that's why I'm not a billionaire.
Maybe.
Yeah, I need to learn how to take advantage of people more. I kind of fucked up in life. Okay, so you quit.
Not yet. Wait till I'm not working for you anymore. Then you can do
And
that.
now you can talk bad about them. And you got lucky because you did get COVID while you were working those last couple of days.
Yeah.
Huh.
Ironically, we met. We started to work together. At a distance.
Yeah.
And
We did a
then-
couple of remote podcast kind of
Podcasts and things, and then you were like, "Hey, how about rather than you having to work around your job and being like fear of getting sick all the time, quit your job, come work for me." And I was like, "Yeah, sweet. I'll put my 2 weeks in."
I know. I don't think I even finished my sentence. You're like done.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you done? What? I was gonna see if you want to change my light bulbs.
Really?
Or like, you're like, I'm a fixer. I'm like, all right, I got a broken toilet and some lights, but you just jumped all over it.
Yeah.
Like, what's been going through your mind? Like, I know you've wanted to be a YouTuber. You like
Yeah.
this last year. In fact, you even said, you remember this? He said. One of the big catalysts of why he lost like 300 pounds because he was a hefty bag,
That's right.
It's because you wanted to be a YouTuber and
Yeah.
you're like, ain't no filter gonna make me look 300 pounds lighter.
Exactly.
Nah.
And you went to like some YouTube meetings and you
remember
kinda,
that.
you did your own YouTube stuff for a while.
Yeah, I had a gaming channel. I tried to get it up and going, like many people. I just didn't find the thing. I didn't find the hook or whatever to get it going.
You don't know the secret
Didn't
sauce.
know the secret sauce.
Master Lee knows secret sauce.
But while looking for that
MSG.
but while looking for that secret sauce, I found another one and I lost the weight. And then
That's true.
And then the world,
your secret sauce is better than my secret sauce, quite frankly.
well, it's one part, right? Like that was I think we talked about that, right? Like one of the reasons to quit, one of the reasons for me, like thinking to quit the job was like, I went through this amazing transformation of losing the weight and being basically normal sized now. Like I can live in the normal world. And I was in a rut for years of being heavy. And when you're in that rut, you're kind of, your vision is blocked, right? You're living in a hole and your whole world is what's in that hole. And I was able to peek my head up out of that hole, get out of that rut. And now there's a path, there's all these different paths and it's this huge forest and I didn't know where to go next. And so I was like, all right, I'm put my nose to the grindstone. I'm just going to go to work, do the 9 to 5 thing while I keep my eyes open looking for something. And I contacted you when I saw you were looking for someone to maybe help out, some assistant or something like that.
An intern, really.
Yeah, really. And we hooked up and we hit something off a little bit. You made that offer and I said, this is the tree I need to climb up to see around the forest. So I just jumped on it.
I was the tree.
You're the
I want
tree.
that tree.
Babe, I've been giving you that tree all year around. All you do is like you're like Yoshi. You just want to pee on the tree. Seriously, I'm not even joking.
You're not joking. That's right.
I
No.
gave you so many
John is not
opportunities
joking.
to level up, to do your own thing.
Yes.
I mean, this is what being a YouTuber is not what everyone thinks it is.
No.
It is fundamentally being an entrepreneur.
Yep.
There is an entrepreneur mindset that you have to have. You have to be self-motivated.
It's really hard.
You
Yeah.
have to like push yourself harder than you ever have a real job.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm not saying that you haven't like worked hard, but there's a difference between treating something like a hobby and like this is my future. You have to
Right.
do it. And I don't know, where your mind is on that yet. I guess
Yeah.
we're gonna find out. But I was pretty clear. Like, look, if you do this, this is going to be harder work than anything you've done before. This is truly an
Right.
entrepreneur opportunity. You're going to be struggling to figure out what to do. But I will give you that light. I will give you the branches to step on, to climb, and not for you to pee on. That was my mentality. Like I can only do that much. I can only give you the tree to let you see what I have seen in terms of like how to really, for me, it's like the freedom. It wasn't even about being rich.
Yeah.
Like once I knew how to carve my own path, I was like I have the option to go work on what I want to work and work on projects I want to work on, which means that I can create my own pay scale. I can create how much I want people to pay me before I jump at opportunities. And I actually like working at companies, and I love what I do. It's just that having the freedom is a big difference. Being able to walk away from a scenario where someone cuts your stipend, if you will, of wearing a mask after they tell you to go expose yourself, like that's like what I never want to be in again.
You know, then freedom's also a part of that, right? When you're in that job where you have a set schedule every day, do this thing, you got to be here. You basically got to throw away so many hours of your life to this job every day.
Well, that's not a bad thing. It's just that how much you get paid doesn't allow you to ever get out of the hole.
Yeah. You're going to stay there.
You're stuck in the hole.
And maybe you can work your way up, maybe not. And you're kind of at the mercy of this company.
You were always at the mercy.
It's the company store, right? You know, and you're.
Well, I'm glad you had that realization. I mean, you know, it's not, and I think it's for you in particular, right? You went through it before. You went from someone who, I mean, you say a couple of years of depression, but I mean, it was your whole life that was
probably
basically obese, right? Like you had developed a kind of survival skill of not going out, not getting exposed to different things. You became much more inward. It's very clear you have a very outgoing personality, but like I can't even imagine if I had met you like just 2 years ago. I don't know if
you may not even take a second look at me. I mean,
I don't think I could avoid looking at you. I think you would have blocked half the horizon. Is the reality.
You'd be surprised how well you can hide even at that size. I mean, I was pretty good at that.
Oh my God. Dude,
yeah, you mentioned that. Like
oh man, that hurts.
You get good at it. You get good at hiding.
I mean, I joke about like, man, you're so big, like, you know, you can't avoid, but you're talking about a mental thing of you literally sulk away to the point because you don't want people to ever notice you.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
Yikes.
So.
Yeah, but you woke up from it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't. And I think that the climbing out of the hole made you realize that now that you're on the forest, you can't even see where opportunities are because you really have to climb a tree. You really have to get high enough to be able to see where the next tree is, the next summit is, type of thing. And my fear, I think, for most people, why people get stuck in life is they're either in the hole or they're still in the forest. And in both those situations, you don't realize you have to like go up, not forward.
Yeah.
And because you realize how to get out, your next logical thing is that. It's not like
again.
Yeah, do it again. And that is it. That is the formula. Level. Yeah.
The next level so I can see further.
The next level, as I've been trying to convey to you, is this, you know, like it's one step at a time in a certain direction as you learn new things, as you level up and as you get there. And I can tell you, no matter hard work you do, just walking straight, it's like you will never see. Maybe you're walking the right direction and maybe you won't. But I'm not telling people to work harder. In fact, I don't even care about working hard. I'm the laziest mofo around. It's just that I got a good idea where to go. And that's like literally the first thing I hone in on everything. Right. Even on YouTube, which is why like we've been able to blow up.
Yeah.
It's like I got to figure out where to go first. And that's where I would go. And once you're there, you get freedom. Yeah. That's bold, my man. That's bold to quit your job in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah.
Now,
it's just like us. We left California. We also, you know.
I mean, is that bold what we did? I mean, yeah, I guess to a degree, right? I mean, we sold everything we had. We both quit our jobs. And we kind of set out to travel and decided, well, let's do YouTube. But I think we were in a very different place. And I want to acknowledge that, which is that we had savings. We could always go back to the opportunity. Back then, the economy was so good. Honestly, you could get a job left and right and it wouldn't be a problem. I think it's a big difference when you're getting paid hourly in a scenario where, I mean, maybe you don't even get health insurance kind of thing, right? Where if a pandemic hits, you're forced to work, or if they don't want you to work, they cut you off. Like, you can't save enough to keep up. And that's it. Like, I mean, we'll talk about this in a whole separate episode, but like, there's a big difference in life between someone who's losing $1 every day and someone who makes $1 every day. And the only difference is $2 a day. Because in 30 years, one of them is going to be a millionaire and the other one's going to be broke. Yeah, fundamentally broke.
Yeah.
Oh, Larry's gonna be
They'll
millionaire.
have-
Larry,
yeah, millionaire. No,
I'm gonna be
Millionaire
broke.
Larry.
So
So we're turning to
don't
you, Larry.
forget about
Exactly. We quit our jobs too, so I'm trying to hope that maybe you're the savior.
no, you. Oh my
Because
god.
she's going to be quitting after today now, apparently.
That's right. No, I'm not. I'm not gonna quit. I still like it, but it's definitely because they're cutting hours. You know, they're cutting not hours, but they're cutting people, and that doesn't make any sense. So you're they dump you multiple types of jobs, and you're lost basically. You know, you're trying to figure out what's my priority job here.
Here's the thing,
Like,
right?
what do I need to do?
I think for you, it's important to hold on to the job longer. And this is the only time I would ever advocate for. Maybe 2 points of like holding on to the 9 to 5. One is if they pay you $1 million, I would still work there, right? Like,
if you really enjoy it.
yeah, okay, that too, I guess. Right? The third one,
Yes.
if you really enjoy it, right?
It's not about money, John.
It is about money. But the other scenario is if you work there and you are leveling up new skills that you normally wouldn't get exposed to. Because this is the first time you work in an office environment. You have to learn how to communicate, write reports. First time I ever see you break out English books and actually study them, so not just spell every other words. No, that's
You're telling my mom.
I'm like they can't tell your English all broken. Your English are more broken than my branches that you're stepping on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
It
but
is.
it is important to like take advantage of those skills. But if your job is literally restocking shelves, like what skills can you take from that you could apply to something else?
Yeah.
It is in essence and these are the worst jobs, the ones where they give you a instructions manual of 10 steps and you repeat it ad
Every
nauseum
day, yeah.
every day. Because you can't ever learn. Like, are you learning like how to set a price where things sell? Are you learning about like the business
You don't
of
even design the planogram. At best, you get to make a decision.
they don't
if
even
the
tell you
planogram's
what the
wrong.
strategy is there. And that's where that is. Like if you get that exposure, they tell you like this is how to do it and whatnot. You could take that knowledge to go not only design a grocery stores, but like placement of everything to optimize sales.
Yeah.
You could even turn that to a small business where you go to every 7-Eleven.
Then you're a competitor.
That's the point.
Yeah.
That's the point of anything you do. If you're going to do a job, you work at McDonald's and you get the exposure how to make really great, like the process of doing that. At some point, like go start your own restaurant. Figure out a better recipe, figure out a better process. You already learned more than anyone would ever get a chance to be exposed to. That's the opportunity. That's why I would actually go. I've done that before too. Like I've gone and worked in companies where, oh man, I had to do some crazy shit before of like working for a video game company. They would make me do QA and then they work me an assembly line in the warehouse. And my job was in marketing. And I would, at one point, I had to like drive 18-wheeler because they had so much product. This was at Bethesda Softworks, right? The game they were launching was such a hit, so many pre-orders. They're like, John, there's too many boxes here. Go pick up an 18-wheeler. No, they said, go pick up a truck. They didn't tell me it was an 18-wheeler. I'm like, how do you even drive this? I didn't realize there's a specific way, like totally illegal. But I drove that sucker back, and I was happy to do it because like I just learned about like how distribution works. Like literally, it's like soup to nuts type of thinking.
Yeah.
I did QA that way. I did marketing. I did design, and that allowed me to eventually go start my own gaming companies, my indie company. And I knew, and I felt comfortable like what to do. But yeah, I always say like if the place gives you those kind of level up skills, which are what I call like, what do I call them? High value skills. Well, why do I forget what I call it? But yeah, basically skills that high income earning skills. Then you stick to it.
Yeah.
And I think you realize this ain't getting me anywhere. And really, that the smartest choice is coming here because I think you saw in me this dude knows stuff.
Yeah.
You know
As long as
something.
you know,
I know
yeah.
something.
You know something.
John knows a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's just that I'm stubborn because I'm the wife.
I mean, look, we could see that whole for another episode. Maybe it could be, right? You feel like you get the benefit of whatever every oil I discover.
No,
but
not just that too. When you have a clear vision of what you want to do and you're very, there's fire in you and you believe that you're going to do it and you will be successful and you're so creative, then you'll be successful with the social media, right now, right?
But hey, but you, the one who said, I want to do YouTube. Or I want to
Yes.
do OnlyFans. I'm passionate about that.
I have so
And then I'm
many
doing
stuff
more than
in
you were
mind,
doing.
and then and then that's the thing. That's why I can't quit my 9 to 5 job, right? I can't for now. For now, people. For now.
No, passion is important. Passion will
Yeah.
get you the hard part. Passion is what will get you through
Yeah.
that phase of leveling up. That in every sort of thing you do that you have to master is painful. It's in many ways like I think why a lot of what we talked about initially was just meeting the heart of like, what are you passionate about? And it was
Yeah.
okay that you said like, I actually kind of don't know.
Yeah.
Like I kind of like geek. I kind of like movies. I kind of like keto. I kind of like building stuff. And I'm like, okay, well,
Focus.
focus matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you sound like her.
I am the same thing.
I like a little bit of
A
everything.
little bit of everything, right? So unless you happen to own a buffet in Vegas, a little bit of everything ain't gonna be working. So that'll be a big part of this is how do you get that focus? Because that's what I drive at.
Yeah.
That's what I get paid the big bucks to do. Actually, is bringing things to.
And I still have a hard time, like, trying to understand, like, what's the Instagram is all about, even, or.
Well, I think for you, the realization is that I enjoy this as a hobby and not as a career, which is a very big difference.
I see.
We'll see if you want to make a career. Hey, you still
No, I still
2020,
want.
21.
When I opened my W-2,
Oh wow.
and then I saw how much I made for a year, and then I was like, "Fuck."
Lida, you want to put this perspective?
I'm sorry,
I
but-
made more money on OnlyFans.
That's what I'm
helping you
saying.
in 2 months.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, holy shit. John just made me on OnlyFans. That amount was for 1 month or 2 months. And I made for 1 year.
And what do I know about OnlyFans?
What the
I don't have
hell?
to go get titties online, right? I literally discovered everything I need to learn on my own by just learning it online. There is no MBA for OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
there's-
even put my own pictures
But
up on
still,
OnlyFans.
there's formula though, right? There's still.
The formula is climb the tree. It is.
I know.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, if you get above the noise and you see how it works,
Yeah.
you can literally see your path out of the maze.
Like I said,
It's a funny
it's not.
metaphor, and I like that how you came up with that. Like climbing out of the hole is getting out of that rut, getting out of that debt.
Yeah.
But realization to get where you want in life, to be the millionaire, to be that dream job, you need to climb the trees because you have to see the paths.
The
that are
different
ahead of
paths
you.
that are, yeah.
And when you see it, it's like the no shit moment. Like, yeah,
Nirvana?
obviously, why would I want to be a rat in a
Nirvana?
maze for the rest of my life?
Yeah.
Find the path out. There is always a path. So let's do this.
Did it?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
I quit. So
I'm ready.
Don't quit.
Oh.
I've got to do it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It is a lot of work. Be ready. No, because you are everything. You're the actress, you're the photographer, you're the videographer, you're the makeup artist, hairstylist. You're everything.
Yes, that is being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You come a long way, babe. You definitely come a long way. I'm kind of joking, but not giving enough credit. But you definitely worked hard. But the difference is still like you're still kind of in the maze.
Yes.
Right? So if I could get everyone out of the maze, I would be the Pied Piper.